Today's video, guys, I hope you guys are all doing well. Today's video, we're going to talk all about why willpower doesn't work with giving up alcohol. Why? For some people it will work, for some people it will not work. For me, it never ever work. And even elderly people say use willpower. It's just they have no knowledge. Willpower never works. I'll tell you guys why later. Let's watch this video, and after that I'll reveal whose channel is this. He has helped me enormously give up alcohol completely without any doubt. Let's watch. He's gonna talk about the 3 mistakes people make when trying to give up, aka poison, alcohol.
Secret about Marcus and his drinking problem. See, Marcus was a good man. Marcus had a family, he had a business, he had a beautiful home, he had a nice car, he went to the gym, he was fit, he was healthy. And on the outside, Marcus was a smashing success. But over the years, workload had increased, family pressure had increased, and every time there was an increase in this pressure in the...
Yo guys, if you like the content, why not smash a like and drop a sub so far. Also, I'll reveal whose channel is this later, and also drop a sub on his channel. But please drop a sub, I'll appreciate it, because I'm educating people on how to approach alcohol in a different way without spending money, going to rehab, etc. And you can use this method with drugs also as well, with cigarettes, with anything.
This stress, Marcus would go to the bottle to escape. And over the years, he was drinking more and more and more. Marcus had tried to stop multiple times. He tried to stop on his own, but he could only ever go a couple of weeks. And when I finally spoke to Marcus, this is what he said. Leon, I just don't understand it. I'm successful in every area of my life. I have built the life of my dreams. But this one thing, I just can't crack it, and I don't know why. This story is so common. I've heard this story hundreds of times. And after seeing this pattern hundreds of times with people that I've spoken to, with people that I've worked with, it all boils down to 3 things. And these 3 mistakes could sabotage anybody. They could sabotage my clients, they could sabotage you, and if I made these mistakes, they'd sabotage me. And because I don't want you to break these mistakes, we're going to unpack them, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you will understand what 99% of people will never get. And it makes no difference if you're a normal person, a multi-millionaire, a doctor, everybody is making these mistakes. To me, it's mass insanity, and by the end of this video, we're going to restore you to sanity. I can't wait to share this with you today. We're going to be looking at the mistake that I continually made for 10 years and how I fixed it in an instant. We're going to look at...
I also made this mistake for literally 10 years. Let's pay attention and let's listen with an open mind to what he has to say.
Another mistake that literally takes a split second to fix, but nobody does it, and I don't know why. And the third mistake isn't just relevant to not drinking, but it's relevant to leveling up in every area of your life. So you definitely want to stay tuned. A very quick introduction. My name is Leon Sylvester. I'm the founder of Sobriety.com, and we're a coaching company that works with business owners and professionals, and we help them get control of their drinking quickly. Our program works in as little as 48 hours, and what we don't do is go to the past and dig up old war stories or anything like that. We focus on the future. We focus on coaching. If you want information on the program, on how it works, just head over to soberclear.com and you can read a little bit more about the program. There's some videos to watch, some testimonials. And if you're ready to take the next step, if you click the link in the description, you can book a call to speak with our team. It'll just be a short phone call and we can just see if the SoberClear program and mining method could be a good match for you. So again, either soberclear.com or click the link down below, and now let's get into it. So let's get into mistake number 1. I'm not joking, I have made this mistake probably 400 times. And what I'm talking about here is telling yourself you're not going to drink, and then that's it. So you're basically winging it, you're cowboying it, you're just praying and hoping for the best. Now, if this truly worked, and if this had a decent chance of success, I think most people in the world wouldn't drink. Because how many drinkers have woken up with a hangover and said, I'm not drinking ever again? All the time. I did it when I was 16, 17 years of age. I have an 18-year-old brother. I'm 32, I have an 18-year-old brother. I'm sure he's woken up and said it to himself. So many people have made this promise to themselves and just said, I'm stopping, yet it never works. Like, honestly, it might work 1% of the time. Now, here's the thing. When we're 18 or 19 or just kind of getting our first taste of drinking and getting drunk, and we wake up with a hangover and we tell ourselves we're not going to drink, and then we end up drinking again, isn't it weird that when we're 30, 40, 50, 60 or whatever, and then we're seriously sick of drinking and we make a serious attempt, we do the exact same thing that we used to do, but that same thing is the reason why we're still drinking? It doesn't make any sense. And so many people do this. There's no plan, there's no structure, it's just, I'm not going to drink. And then how long?
You see, you must have a plan and a structure on how you're going to drink. You can't just say, I'm stopping drinking. That's when His method comes in first principles thinking. All you do is view alcohol as a poison, you know, and just view it differently. You can still go to bars there. I went to so much of places December. I was at other pool place. The guys were drinking there, full up. I never touched a drop of alcohol and never had a desire of having alcohol. So that's when first principles thinking come in. It's very important.
How long does that last? See, the best thing that you can do, if this is you, is have a plan, is have some kind of structure. This is why people love Alcoholics Anonymous. It's a 12-step system. There's a
Yes, AA, like Leon say, no disrespect to AA, but AA also never worked for him and it never worked for me. But at least, you're going ahead. But AA, if it works for you, go. As for me, I don't like it also, like Sober Leon says, because you call yourself an alcoholic, etc. AA also is not for me. I tried out the 12-step program, basically online. I don't like the way the system is structured and all of that.
plan. Now, whilst that wasn't for me, AA wasn't for me. I don't call myself an alcoholic. I don't believe there's any such thing as an alcoholic. I don't think God and stopping drinking are related. I can understand that if you don't use the internet and you don't educate yourself, if you just walked into a meeting with a drinking problem and you saw a system, it's like, oh, there's actually a process. And my mum's not drank for over 20 years. She followed that process, boom, she's finished. But having a plan, right, having steps to follow is extremely helpful. In fact, it's not just helpful, but it could be the difference between just saying, yeah, I'm stopping and then drinking 2 days later and actually fixing this issue. Now, if you don't want to do AA and rehab and therapy in this kind of like traditional way of stopping drinking, let me give you a different way to do things. My recommendation is to use a mental model called first principles thinking. See what most
Yeah, is it? Yeah. I always will talk about us. Yeah. I even use it in other stuff, my studies, etc.
people do is they do this thing called reasoning from analogy. And reasoning from analogy is not really researching and really looking deeply into a topic. It's making like a split-second decision. For example, maybe you live in a really good neighborhood. You've got 10 neighbors around you, and these are educated and really smart people. And there's 2 schools in the local area, and all 10 people are sending their kid to this one school, and not a single parent is sending their kid to another school. In this instance, you could reason from analogy. You could look at that situation and go, well, they're probably right. Is it the right thing to do? It depends. Certain decisions you need to reason from first principles, other decisions it's okay to kind of just cowboy it. But when you use first principles thinking, you break down the problem into its component parts. So if you weren't going to listen to the majority in the 10 people in the school example, you would study the problem. You'd look at this school, you'd go through the perspectives, right? You'd look at the data, you'd look at how many people graduate, you'd look at the grades, you'd look at the headmaster, you'd study the individual component parts and then...
You see what he's saying. You study the individual component parts, like meaning even like a house. You take a house, what makes a house? It's a foundation, etc. Even like sports, if you guys like boxing or soccer, whatever, what made Cristiano Ronaldo what he is, what made Mike Tyson, etc., what he was in the past, and all of that. You look at all of that and you break it down. That's how first principles thinking works.
and make a truly informed decision. Then you're not just following the status quo and doing what everybody else is doing. Sometimes it's okay to do what everybody else is doing. We can't break everything down into first principles. It takes a lot of time. But with alcohol, it's a serious problem that's worth spending time, money, and energy fixing because it pays.
You see, with alcohol and with drugs also. So if you listening to this video right here, anyone in South Africa having an issue with drugs, alcohol, listen to Sober Leon. He knows what he's talking about.
These dividends forever. So how you do this is you get alcohol, you get addiction, and you study it. You break it down. And then what you start doing is looking at your internal beliefs and external beliefs in society. You start looking at why you drink, what you think alcohol gives you, what problem it's trying to solve, and you start breaking down your beliefs. You can write them down. And then you go to the external world and you start thinking about, okay, what does society believe around alcohol? And is this actually true? And what you do is you study the component parts of the problem until you're able to put it back together to make an informed decision of whether or not alcohol is worth drinking. That's what I do in my program. We break it down into first principles, we study the individual component parts and put it back together. Then drinking becomes a choice. And when you see alcohol this way, you always choose not to drink it, but just winging it and hoping for the best. Listen, if that's you, good luck. My recommendation is find a plan. Get a coach, join a program. If you want to go to AA and go that route, do that. I'm not here to discourage anybody whatever works for you works, that's great. But seriously, have a plan.
Upgrade the way you trade with the Exodus mobile.
Sorry about the ads, can't really help
Fast
it.
execution and seize opportunities in milliseconds. No
Okay, here's his channel.
Trade
Guys,
with
see.
live support.
So, the second mistake is the easiest to fix of all, and it happens in a second. See, a lot of people, probably 70-80% of people that want to stop drinking alcohol use a very specific phrase. I am trying to stop drinking. And boy oh
You
boy,
see, this year also myself, I used it when I was smoking dacha. I said to myself, I'm trying to stop smoking dacha. And that means I still see it as a good thing. I still view it in my mind as a relaxing thing. Same with alcohol. Don't try, just view it in a different way. First principles thinking. I hope this video and this channel gets to my fellow South Africans, because in South Africa we have a huge drinking problem.
I don't know why people do this, because I have never, ever, ever met somebody that has told me they're trying to stop drinking and it worked. Ever. Just think about it for a second. If you're trying, when you say you're trying to stop drinking, you're basically giving yourself a way out. Well, I failed, but I was only trying. And it's almost setting yourself up to fail. And I'm not here to criticize anybody, right? I've done all of this. I've done exactly this countless times. I remember in my 20s, I'd call my mum, I'd be like, right, mum, this is it. I'm serious this time. I'm really going to try my hardest. And I seriously meant it. But it was almost like, in my subconscious, I was self-sabotaging. I was creating a way out. But this is so easy to fix. So easy. But it all starts on a foundation of knowledge and understanding, just like I explained earlier with first principles thinking. See, once you've gone through a process like that that's purely built on education and information and changing your worldview, something happens. You stop seeing alcohol as something that adds value to your life. You
See, there's it. If you stop seeing alcohol or even drugs as adding value to your life, that's when you will quit completely. You won't be doing these things. That's why people lack knowledge. All of this, what I'm sharing, I don't know who is hearing this out, because family members, I know family members, not going to mention names, but I know family members, cousins who struggle with drug addiction, dacha, cigarettes, etc. Alcohol, yeah, a little bit in the family, and that, in the past. Now, not so much, but there's friends I know also. And it's sad. And you see, once you break it on us, what value it adds into your life, that's when you'll stop. It's like unhealthy food. If you see unhealthy food as a good thing, you're not going to stop. Now, if you break it down and see every time, if you eat pizza every day, what's going to happen to your weight and all of that, how you're going to feel if you eat cake every day, etc. You see? So it's the same principle what applies with alcohol also as well.
See it the same way that you might see any other illegal drug. I'm sure if you saw crack, you don't need to try to not smoke crack. It takes zero effort on your part. But that's because you are properly educated and you have the correct paradigm when it comes to that thing. But with alcohol, nobody has that same paradigm. Well, people do, like I do, my clients do, so it's possible to get there, but nobody sits down and properly attacks this problem. So that's why everybody's trying. Nobody's just making a choice. But if you ask me, the goal of not drinking is to solve it like you'd solve any other problem. If you had any other health problem, like let's say you get athlete's foot, do you want to try and fix your athlete's foot for the rest of your life? Or would you rather just make a decision, try one medication, do it properly, and then move on? You wouldn't want to have this burden.
The camera actually wasn't right, but it's okay. As you guys can see my computer screen. Yeah, but my mistake. Next time I'll remember.
Around of athlete's foot for the rest of your life, you'd want to fix it. But with alcohol, we drag it around with us. Doesn't make any sense.
Let me just make this right quickly. Let me just go around. Sorry about this, guys. Next time, this won't happen in the video. Yes, there's it. Apologies. Welcome to South Africa. Sometimes we're unprepared here.
That you can do is change your paradigm, change your worldview, make one decision to stop drinking alcohol, and then you move on. So instead of trying, you just build a new
Now look the
identity.
way I
You
did.
see yourself
Let me just sort it out right. Hey, next time I must remember. That's why it's good always to be prepared properly and don't rush for the thing. Yes, they sorted out. Next time I'll make sure to check my camera properly. And yeah.
Completely differently. I know this works because it worked for me and it also worked for my client Gordon. Now Gordon has recently shared his story. He just hit 6 months without a drop. If you want to watch that, there'll be a link somewhere up here, and then you can also click the link in the description and you can watch Gordon's interview. But once Gordon did that, boom, that was it. 6 months after years of struggling. And now let's get into the third and final mistake.
Third and final mistake, let's hear.
Most people are winging it, most people are trying, but the third thing people are doing wrong is they're trying to do it alone. And this just makes no sense. It is not necessary. The thing
Like
is,
here, I'm sharing, I don't know how long I'm clean with alcohol, but last year sometime, I don't even count the days. So anyway, yeah, I'm sharing, I'm not doing it alone. I'm sharing with you guys the knowledge and wisdom to help you guys also quit.
is we live in a world where people are proud. They don't want to be seen as somebody fixing a drinking problem because it's almost like society looks down on these people. Oh, you can't control your drinking. What's wrong with you? So it can sometimes be a struggle to find the right community to actually do this with. Some people, they don't care. They walk into an AA meeting in their local area, they're fine with it. Some people find a community outside of stop drinking support. They might find it in a gym. They might find it in a church. But doing this on your own makes no sense. Why struggle alone? It's okay to find support. It's okay to ask for help. That's why I built a community into my stop drinking program. Now that's not for everybody. That's for business owners, high-level professionals, because I wanted to create a community that worked for those people because I am an entrepreneur. I wanted to build a community that I liked. But that might not be for you. I'm not saying my program's for everybody. But one thing I'd recommend is find your community. Build a support network. Maybe you need a coach, maybe you need a program, maybe you need a community. But when you're in the right community, what starts happening is people are better than you. That's the hard thing in a good community. I go to a CrossFit gym where every single coach is stronger and fitter than me. So I go there and I am forced to up my game. My coach is a monster, right? He's a beast. He's strong. He's super fit. And I feel like I'm chasing this guy, but that's forcing me to just up my standards and up my game. So when it comes to stopping drinking, why can't we do the same thing? Now, if you want to see if my program is a good match for you, go to soberclear.com or click the link in the description. And if you click the video on the screen now, you can see Gordon's insane transformation. Have a great day.
See. Okay guys, here's Sober Leon's channel. I always will encourage you guys to go to his channel and subscribe. Okay, look there. I'm on day 34 sober. Thank you for being part of my sobriety. And you see the comments. This guy has helped a ton of people. Just go and hit that subscribe button. Go and subscribe to his channel. And you'll see. Okay guys, what I want to say about willpower. Willpower actually never ever helps, because the reason why, there'll come a time where you always forcing yourself not to have alcohol. So that means you see it as a good thing. Now when you use first principles thinking, there's less effort you're putting in and all you're doing is viewing alcohol as a poison. And so when you go to bars, etc., you'll think twice of drinking that poison. And that way you can be around that poison and you won't have. Now, what other people will say, that's why I say even elderly people are foolish. Also, because if they don't know about first principles thinking and viewing alcohol as a poison, then that means they're foolish. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to keep on saying to your son or else whoever, don't go here, they drinking, they this and that, and they scared you're going to relapse, etc., they at the end of the day, they foolish because they don't know about first principles thinking. You cannot avoid alcohol all the time. You know what I'm saying, guys? And yo, guys, thank you for the support so far on the channel. I'm hoping, I don't know what's going to happen with this channel. I'm just going to keep uploading every week. If you guys want to learn something new now, you guys can click on the next video and see there, well, what made me quit alcohol forever. At the end of the day, it's a truth. If it's first principles thinking, always will share it out. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, catch you guys in the next video. Peace out and don't touch a poison. First principles thinking, use it.